make potato salad. We're doing it from memory because that's how I was taught to do it. We didn't have a written down recipe until I was like 10 or so. I do have a cookbook now with it in. I need to peel them, and these are homegrown. They were grown in Minnesota, so they're really nice ones. I peeled them all and I rinsed them. You always rinse your potatoes after peeling them before doing anything else with them. And then after you're done with them and you're ready to boil them, rinse them again. I diced all my potatoes. Now we're going to rinse these and boil them until they're soft. Now we also need hard-boiled eggs, and just a tip, these eggs are very fresh, which means they won't peel very well once they're boiled, but crack them just a teeny tiniest bit before boiling them and they'll be perfect to peel. Now we're gonna get our dressing ready. First we're gonna cut up our onion and celery, so that's out of the way. Chopped onion. Just chopped up our celery. Now we're gonna set that aside and get started with our actual dressing. One of the ladies on here that got my cookbook sent me a message asking what kind of salad dressing I use because I didn't say in my cookbook. And the thing is, I just use any kind of salad dressing or mayonnaise that's my favorite or happens to be in the fridge at the time. You need sugar for this dressing, and I'm again using raw organic sugar. I like mixing together the sugar and the salad dressing first before adding anything else. Add water, a little bit of white vinegar. I know sometimes my mom used brown vinegar, but it's just not as good with the brown vinegar. And some mustard to give it a little bit of color, and it makes the flavor a lot better. And if you want, you can add a little bit of horseradish, but I'm not going to add that to this recipe because I don't have any. Then we're going to add our salt. We're going to mix all of that together until it's nice and creamy. Once it's nice and creamy like this, you want to add your celery and your chopped up onion. And this is how it should look, nice and creamy with celery and onion chunks in it. We're going to set that aside and let the sugar and the salt melt together. And now your potatoes should be tender. Pour them into a colander to drain the water off. You do not want these to be too tender at all, because if they are, you're going to have mushy potato salad and you don't want that. I'm going to leave these in the colander to let them cool in here so the water is for sure all drained off. Now that the hard-boiled eggs are done, we're going to peel them, and this one burst open a little because I was boiling them too hot, but see what I mean? How the peel just falls right off because I cracked it a little. Peeled all of the eggs. Now we're going to use our chopper one more time with the big squares, and I'm going to slice these and put them in here to chop them up. We're going to pour the dressing on top. And by now the sugar and salt is pretty much melted in the dressing, but I recommend storing this in the fridge at least 6 hours before serving it. This will stay good in the fridge for up to a week. This is how it looks when it's finished. Let it set for 1 to 2 days and it's even better than it is fresh. The recipe here is in my cookbook.